David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Will boot it away to start the game. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. So the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense will take the first swing of the game. And when you take the field with the confidence, the swag that this guy does, David, it just really elevates your confidence in the passing game.
Receivers don't usually lack confidence, and those are the guys that kind of set the tone. That swagger sets the tone for this offense, and Jesse, you know he's going to make plays.
And that speed scares defenses, too, because he can take the top off quick. These safeties better get back deep, or else this guy's going to take it to the house.
These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. 9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. They'll put the tight end in motion. Leaves it with the back. And the Huskers get enough for the first down.
That's a great-looking run there. Nebraska's had such a great lineage of running back. When you think back to the great Roger Craig or Amon Green, Lawrence Phillips, or Rex Burkhead, they always seem to be pumping somebody up into the NFL. This guy has a chance to play on Sunday because of his skills.
Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Throws to the tight end. A beautifully placed ball to the outside, and the toe drag for the big pickup.
That's a nice play on offense there. And how about the tight end getting out of his stance and working his way across the field, using his speed to clear the defense and make the catch.
The Cornhuskers are on the move. Here comes the option. He'll toss it. At the 35, he's loose. And he caught that pitch in stride and was off to the races. A big gain and a first down for this offense.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
It's reverse. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And playing defense now in college football, are becoming more and more part of the game plan of getting them the football, letting them be running backs. You see it even in the NFL some too. Great job by the defense. They were ready for it. They were aware. Now the offense maybe use that as a decoy in the future.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Nice coverage on the back end. Great job. Nothing open right away. The QB holds the ball in the pocket, and the pass rush finally gets home. Sometimes it's the DBs doing great work. Sometimes it's the defensive lineman winning up front.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Got him downfield. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. This tight end just creates matchup problems no matter how you try to defend him.
How about the catch radius on him, too? So as a quarterback, you don't have to be perfect when throwing it to him. You just got to get it somewhere in his vicinity, and he can come up with the catch.
The Huskers getting set on 1st and 10. Let's go. Give to the running back. Works his way ahead for about 3. It's down at the 8.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, just run positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
They'll leave it with him. Not much room. He gets 1 down to the 7. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He caught it. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit, yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in third down when you know the ball's going to come out fast, understanding that, breaking on the football, going.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Husker!
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a third down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff unit about to go to work. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. The Miners offense has the ball for the first time. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? Both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
That's so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game. And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Miners will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they want, and now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
On second down, will they go back to the ground game? On the option. The pitch. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races.
Football is very easy when the offensive line does their job like that. I mean, look at those holes, back able to make a cut, first down.
That big play really has them in business. It's 1st and 10 from the 11. The give to the back. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Arguably the game of the week, fellas, with two top 25 teams locking horns. Clemson is down right now, but I'm not convinced this team doesn't have a C.J. Spiller-like big play in them. Any change in momentum, and this is a brand new game. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to NC State. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. UTEP has the ball, the offense, ready to go back to work. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Looking downfield, it's Luck. Working the middle, it's complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
I'll give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one if they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways, they were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
They stopped him after a short game, probably just wanted to mitigate the losses with fourth down coming.
I think the offensive coordinators are there going, thank goodness we don't play them every week. This defense has been suffocating. This offense got to find something moving forward that they can hang their hat on, some kind of identity. Today they were shut down, but listen, there's a game next week, right? Like, got to continue to find what it is that makes this team go, that makes them tick, that makes them get first downs and hopefully move the football.
They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
Gonna let it fly. And it's caught inside the 30. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. This offense always looking for those big, explosive plays, and now they've got it just inside the 30. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And that one's going to be batted away incomplete, and we have played one. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Leaves it with the running back. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
And the Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. Give to the fullback. He tried to find some running room, but they get him stopped. On the play. Second down. Going to work on second down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's looking to throw. Let's it fly. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. Quarterback stays clean in the pocket on that touchdown pass. A little thank you is in order to the offensive line.
Maybe find him an NIL deal, right? Feed those guys. Go get them to a buffet. Take care of those big uglies up front, because when you have that kind of pocket, you should take advantage of it. You should be able to make big plays, and he does.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. The kickoff team out there getting set. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Ncaa has the ball and the Miner offense ready to go to work. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking.
The ball squirts free. How in the world did the offense retain possession? So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Got nothing on first down, now 2nd and 10 from their own 25. They ripped off 7 on that one, now a 3rd down and 3.
He didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If you could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Trying to pick it up on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
A high kick trying to pin them deep. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Makes the catch. It's Davis.
Well, it's a nice job, too, the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
They'll try to run for it. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27.
This is an offense that leads the nation in first downs because there's so many different ways they can attack you. They're versatile. They could throw it. They could run it. They've got so much balance, and that's what makes them so hard to stop.
They'll ride the hot hand. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
He's piled up 82 yards rushing, and this guy's just having a tremendous season, leading the country in rushing. The Cornhuskers have this offense rolling. He'll do it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that option game can be tricky, right? But nice job by the defense playing assignment football. And watch the linebacker. You could tell. Locked in on the quarterback. Chases him down. Gets to him. And not only gets to him, doesn't let him break a tackle. Gets him on the ground.
They'll run the option. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase down. Snagged in the end zone! Touchdown, Husker!
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 28-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Wake Forest is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but look at that score. This is a close game. They're up by a field goal over Syracuse. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. About to kick it off after punching it in for the... And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. UTEP has the ball, the offense ready to go back to work. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
To the air. It's Luck. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. They're trying to get to it. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
Yeah, and how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
The Miners decide to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the returner will be brought down. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want them. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. He wants to throw. Got it on the outside, it's Coates. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese is closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility of the guy at that slot position.
And here comes the offense on second down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. On second down, looking again to throw. Makes the grab. They make the tackle just outside the end zone, but it'll be first and goal from the 1. Just like that, a hat trick of completions, and they're on the doorstep.
3 plays, 3 beautifully executed plays. This offense is in a really good rhythm. This defense better change something quickly because this has been way too easy.
He worked his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Nebraska!
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
Getting set for the point after. The kick is up and good and put 1 more on the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Good timing on the quick out. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And the Miners will hustle to the line. Dropping back, it's Luck. Throwing right. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
Well, even though that pass was incomplete, I wouldn't be shocked if this defense in the second half decides to play some deeper coverages. This offense has already shown they're willing to be aggressive, and they've...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. The Miners line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He gets a block. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They're already in field goal range, but Jesse, they want to be aggressive, but they can't take a negative play.
Well, the play caller's got to look up and down his sheet here to find a shot to the end zone, David. Be aggressive and see if you can get a touchdown late.
While knowing that I've got 3 in my back pocket. Don't force the ball into a bad situation, but we're definitely trying to get a touchdown here.
That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, time for everyone to take a deep breath and digest what we just saw in Lincoln. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. And with that, back to the sea of red and our guys at Memorial Stadium.
The Huskers will kick it off to start the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. UTEP has the ball, and the Miner offense ready to go to work. Nothing went right in that first half, in the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive of the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions that you've got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to plan in their mind, but they have to believe.
And the Miners will move the sticks.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
Quickly out to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage.
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Well, we've seen this offense struggle early in this game protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He's got his man. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. The Miners come to the line with a new set of downs. Back to pass, it's Luck. Fires to the big fella. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Running back searching for a hole. Nice move there. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, UTEP. Saw a crease, nothing but green grass and opportunity, and he flashed through it for 6.
And when you can get 30-plus yards out of your running back and he can make big plays like this, man, it's hard to call a lot of passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
Lining up to add another.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
They get the extra point on the board, but they're still down 35-7. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UNLV is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. They're trailing by just 4 to Michigan State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll run the toss. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Sends it downfield. Ball in the air, intercepted. And he will step out of bounds, but what a way to get the ball back for his offense. Looking for a productive play on first down. To the ground with the back.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. And the try is no good. The idea was to draw just a tad closer. Instead, the mountain is still enormous. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him, maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Throws to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down. And the Huskers will send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. UTEP has the ball, the offense, ready to go back to work. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Back to throw. It's Luck trying to get to it. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
And if your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks, that's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response, just a sack party.
Might be decision time if the defense can get a stop on 3rd down from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
And it's been a long day. I mean, there's not much to point out that this offense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
And the Miners will try to pin them back with the punt. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Quarterback just flat missed it. Incomplete.
I love the quick decision that QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
On second down, he'll let it fly. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. A chance to sort of put the defense on its heels if you convert a 3rd and long. This one from the 44. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Catch is made at the 15. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. UTEP. And the Miner offense ready to go to work. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, Dave. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The defense is just killing it. Success after success after success. If I'm the offense, I got to change something up, or my quarterback's going to be forced to change because he's going to be in the injury tent.
We'll see if they can dig one up that goes forward this time on 2nd down from the 18. To the air, it's Luck. He'll pull it down and run. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good.
And the pass hits, picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Okay,
Offense getting set for 1st down.
Easy.
Wide out in motion. On the option. And he put his foot in the ground and turned it upfield and turned it into a big play. Great decision to keep it.
And now you just completely flipped how I play defense. I'm not really worried about the quarterback running the football. I'm like, okay, he's number 3 or 4 on my list of who I think can beat me. But now he does that. Now it puts it... I got to think about it. I got to stay home. I got to stay disciplined. Nice little curveball by the offense.
Getting some heat. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
I think defenses sometimes get frustrated and you want to get blitz happy and because you give up yards. In this day and age, you're going to give up yards. Who cares? This is the area we got to bow up. Nice job on 1st down stopping them. A couple more downs here to stay aggressive.
He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal. That's a win if you're on defense.
Wants to fire it in the end zone on 3rd and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! And the pummeling has started.
And I think he does a really good job here. Dropping back to pass, surveying the field, sees he's got some open space out wide, dump it to your playmaker. Running back takes the football, he does the rest. Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the field, making a play.
The AT unit on the field. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped the drive with a 4-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff team has the ball teed up and they're about ready to go.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
The field's about 53 yards wide. You got to kick it between those sidelines or else you draw the flag. Line gets set, first down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Looking to pass, it's Luck. Looking left. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
I love the decision by the quarterback. He found the open man, just don't love the throw. Got to be a little bit more accurate, make it easier on your target.
Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. First down to start the drive after the bridge. Movement here from the tight end. Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I tell you what, as that ball starting to get towards the sideline when they're running these option plays, man, those outside players become more pivotal. My corners have to be able to tackle. My secondary is going to be much more involved in getting the quarterback to the ground. Nice job by the secondary, by this defense.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if the offense was going to be able to dig themselves out of this hole, but on 2nd in California, they dial up the running play, now setting up 3rd and short.
On 3rd and short, they keep it on the ground here. Got room at the 35. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. Touchdown, Huskers! And the route is on. With that, they are closing in on bowl eligibility, but with this big lead and a 6-0 start, much bigger dreams for this squad.
Man, this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Wake Forest is dominating this one, thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up by 17 over Syracuse. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it out. UTEP has the ball, the offense ready to go back to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Line getting set on second down. Scanning the field, it's Savage. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Miners send out the punt unit. He'll return it from around the 50. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O's. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Motion from the offense. On the option. He just has a nose for those little crevices to be able to find space, and he picks up the 1st down. The Huskers look to do some damage in the red zone. Power football with the run. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making the play.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
What great discipline showed by the defense. When your job's contained, you're supposed to contain the football, not let your eyes deceive you. Ball starts to go away. Your job is to still contain the backside. Great job staying disciplined. Great win for the defense.
Throws for the tight end. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on downs. A 1st down for the offense. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Pocket starts to collapse. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And I bet the frustration meter for this offense is so high. If you can't keep your quarterback upright, it's hard to move the ball. It's hard to score points. This offensive line has not protected him at all.
And now they get him for a safety. He tried with everything to scoop it up and get it out of the end zone, but they were there to stop him. Quickly gets back on top of it and prevents a turnover. After giving up that safety, they'll have to boot it away and give it right back to them.
Return is tackled out at the 41. And your Nebraska Cornhuskers will take over.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On 1st down, finding positive.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 35. To the ground, he's got it again. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves him with 2nd and short.
Offenses ice football games in the 4th quarter by running the football, and that's what these guys are trying to do right now, right? We're going to bleed the clock. We're going to stay on the field. It doesn't matter if the defense knows we're running it. They cannot stop us, and they're looking pretty impressive right now doing it.
And the Huskers get it past the sticks.
They needed only 1 yard. Good job by the offensive line, getting just enough push to keep this drive alive.
They're down to the 25 on 1st and 10. Just when they're looking run, now up top. Fires to the right. He's got it and still on his feet. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive, regardless of what the score is, regardless how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They knock him down after a pickup of 4. Ball is at the 9-yard line.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And the ball is picked off. He's at the 50, the 30. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. And now the offense will come onto the field again. Dropping back, it's Savage. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Couldn't make the connection on 1st down. Now here on 2nd. Corner's going to give them room. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Quickly complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
It's 3rd down now. They ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Hand off from the shotgun. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. And he'll kick for the 3 from 36 yards out in the right hash. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And he'll kick for the 3 from 36 yards out in the right hash. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. Well, they got 3 back, but that's about all you can say about it.
I know a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the 4th quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. If you want to win this game, you need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. This is quickly turning into a celebration, Jesse, as they've taken control of this game.
And they should feel good about how they've played. They knew they had to come in here, protect home turf. They've gone out, they've run it well, they've thrown it well, David. Really, so much that this coaching staff can be happy about.
Yeah, and now it's about stat padding, right? Like you could just put up more numbers. You know this game's pretty good. Don't turn it over, don't make a mistake. But this game is well in hand.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
And there's nothing more frustrating than when you get late in the game and you know they're running the football and you don't stop them. It's been that kind of day for this defense. They haven't played well. They're going to have to go to the well. They're going to have to figure some things out. Practice this week, I can promise you, will not be a lot of fun with these coaches. Yeah, they've had a day, and it's the complete and total offense. They got the ground going, and obviously this is why you see him. You're going to feature him because he can churn those legs, get those extra yards, but they've had balance, throwing for touchdowns. Like This offense has been very complete today, and that's why they're winning so big.
You know, as an offense, oftentimes you try the reverse play because you're trying to take advantage of a defense over pursuing and by a lot of defensive team speed. Didn't work right there. Great discipline by this defense.
And they swarm him under.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is a tape that they're going to want to burn and never watch again.
They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
The give on 4th down. At the 45 on its way. Got a lot of running room. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock, and they no doubt about it. This one's over.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And they capped it off with a scintillating 57-yard touchdown run. They're lining up to boot it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Defense dropping into soft coverage. Looking downfield, it's Savage. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. With the clock running, this should be the final play. He's back to throw on 2nd down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Goes right through his hands, falls to the ground, and they have also dropped this game as the clock strikes 0. When you hit this point in the season, week 7, you sort of turn the corner and you remain unbeaten. At this point, you've morphed into a championship contender.
Yes, but you don't want to peek too far ahead, Reese. You kind of want to be like, nothing to see here, just move on. We haven't accomplished what we wanted yet. We haven't accomplished what we set out to do. It's week 7. I know you guys got bigger hopes and bigger dreams than just being to week 7 and being undefeated.
And guys, I've been really impressed with this team because they've just seemed to always have an identity. From the very beginning of the year, they knew who they were. They knew what they were going to go out and try to accomplish and how they wanted to dominate teams. And they've been able to do that to this point. So, David, to your point, just keep getting better every single week moving ahead. And this team could be in the college football playoff discussion.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.